Joe 508. Hey, what's up? Here we are, chugging along. It is now June 16th. Great job, James and Ray. Okay. Unbelievable posting by everybody. Everybody's clicking. Okay. Again, a lot of stuff covered. You know, for me, the cancer section is near and dear to my heart. And so I really love the way you guys have been brought in your new knowledge and your awareness of what's going on in the world of cancer, especially the Davis School's contribution to that world, looking at diet and growth hormone, IGF-1, these growth pathways. And so really, really hot stuff right now. The new targeted therapies in cancer look at surface receptors or surface proteins that are on the top, like the HER2 with Herceptin, and when you look at all the new treatments, you'll see stuff like rituximab, AB at the end. Okay, this is this antibody against the white blood cell surface receptor, CD20. And used for lymphocytic leukemia. Anytime you hear that AB, it's an antibody-mediated treatment where you're using the immune system to go after the bad guys. Okay. You also see going back to IGF-1. IGF-1 stimulates these growth pathways. It's a tyrosine kinase mediated pathway, and you'll see that a lot of the new drugs have the suffix IB or IB. Okay. Like ibrutinib, okay, so this goes after a tyrosine kinase and inhibits it. It inhibits the growth pathway. So this is the next frontier, okay. A lot of you guys have heard of apoptosis, okay, and so the other strategy is to block growth, okay, by blocking the IGF-1 kind of pathway, the HER2 pathway, and the other way is to enhance apoptosis by stimulating the apoptosis pathways. And this is a whole new frontier. It's really exciting stuff. Okay, onward and to the next section. Okay, so Afshin and Andrea have produced an excellent PowerPoint. Again, looking at arthritis, osteoarthritis, looking at Alzheimer's or dementia, which Alzheimer's is just a subset, and Parkinson's. These are huge things, huge subjects that could be entire classes by themselves. Okay, so you guys did a great job to compress it and do the overview, and that's what this exercise is all about, is the team lead really helping everybody out to consume what are really large amounts of information. Okay, so the arthritis one is all about use of the joints, abuse of the joints. Okay. Unfortunately, if you're an athlete, you oftentimes will play hard and then pay hard, and that damage to the joint, as indicated by the one video, and the constant theme throughout the biology of aging, is the inflammatory response comes raging in to repair the damage you've created as an athlete to your joint. Okay, and to seal off the potential for infections and all this kind of stuff, but in the meantime it creates a chronic damage, a chronic inflammatory state. Okay, and this then begins to wear things down. And so then we look at the approach for reducing this inflammatory state, stuff like corticosteroids. We see the new agents that block the messengers released by the inflammatory system, the cytokines. These are cytokines, stuff like Enbrel, Humira. These are drugs that block TNF-alpha. And interestingly enough, we can make now a segue. And again, the best thing you can do with your arthritis is physical therapy. I've had 2 major joint issues, and both times PT brought me out of the depths. So I'm a huge advocate of physical therapy. Okay, so the next thing we can talk about is dementia. Again, dementia is a huge spectrum. Alzheimer's is just one. You know, you can have Korsakoff syndrome because you're an alcoholic. You can have prion disease, very rare, but again a form of dementia. And remember, there's many reversible. That's Korsakoff disease. There's many reversible forms of dementia as well. So you can have a kidney disease. My dad had dementia because he had a humongous kidney stone. Okay, they went in there, they obliterated the kidney stone, and his dementia disappeared. You can be demented-like when you come out of surgery because of delirium. You can have vitamin deficiencies, okay, malnutrition that results in dementia. So all these things need to be cleared out by blood test analysis, okay. People that are clinically depressed are oftentimes misdiagnosed with dementia, and you treat the depression and the dementia goes away. So you got to get rid of that before you start looking at Alzheimer's. You see the videos with Alzheimer's, we have the key players, the plaques and tangles, but again, where is this inflammatory link? Okay, I'm sure you guys have heard way back when about the studies done in assisted living facilities, and early on they noticed that people that had osteoarthritis had the lowest incidence of Alzheimer's disease, and they started doing good epidemiology and connecting the dots, and lo and behold, it was because these people were all taking NSAIDs, the ibuprofen, Advil, stuff like that. These are a different form of anti-inflammatory, and it pointed at Alzheimer's to the fact that Alzheimer's is an inflammatory disease. And now we see that almost all of the plaques are always associated with a blood vessel. So here's your blood vessel, here's the plaque right next to it, and it's because there's a breakdown in the blood-brain barrier because of inflammation. So you see all these different links right here. Unfortunately, there's no good pharmacological treatment for Alzheimer's. The drugs that are out there do nothing to the progression. They do very little in terms of symptoms. Okay. From there, we go to Parkinson's. Okay, I've been studying Parkinson's for most of my life. Again, environmental toxins is the most. The genetic cases make up less than 5% of the cases. Very rare. Those are early onset, like Michael J. Fox, due to abnormalities in protein processing. And the rest look at these different environmental factors. Heavy metals, insecticides. What they do is they poison the mitochondria, and the mitochondria, as a result, release tons of free radicals, and they stop producing ATP. Okay, and this is a recipe for disaster. For some reason, the substantia nigra is super vulnerable. Okay, this is one of the dopamine producing neurons. Again, no good treatment out there. The exercise seems to slow the progression. Yeah, okay. The drugs that are out there, they really help to treat the treatments, but they have miserable side effects long term. Dyskinesia that you see with Sinemet, and Sinemet is the L-DOPA treatment. Okay, that's my overview, my friends. I look forward to another rabid discussion, and we'll see you next time.